Live from Trenton, Ontario. It's Saturday night. Hey everyone, how's it going? Anybody out there this evening? I'll be with you in a sec. I'm just trying to do something here. See who's awake. I'm awake for a bit. Anyway. Oh Lord. Bear with me for a second. Hang in there. Hang in there. We're almost done. Okay, we're back. Comments. Tony's with us. Oh, he was looking for something to do. Bear with me for a second. I got to do something here. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Tony, how's it going? I don't know what the weather's like where you are, buddy, but we are snowbound. We got 16 inches of snow. It's really heavy, and I have a long double wide driveway, and I can't shovel it. Sometimes my neighbors, most of the time actually, are very nice and come over with their snow blowers and do it for me because I'm old. I don't want to have a heart attack. And this weekend they didn't do it. I noticed them struggling. The snow was so heavy that they were struggling with their snow blowers, just doing their own. So I imagine they just went, screw this. So I don't know what I'm doing. I went outside and I'm doing like a foot at a time, but I've got like 100 feet to do. And I just want to clear a path so I can get my car out. That's all. It's brutal. So Saturday night, nothing to do. Not that I go out at 10 o'clock at the night and rabble rouse or anything, but Rob, I sent you an email if you're watching. Let me know if you got it. Yeah, all is good. We had 65-mile-an-hour winds here. I guess I can put this up. 65 miles an hour here, but the weather has been mild, no snow. Be careful shoveling. Yeah, I can't do that, man. I have to shovel a spot for my dog because he's got these little short legs and he couldn't even get outside in it. It's so deep. So I had to shovel a path so he could do his thing out there. It's brutal. But yeah, we're hanging in there, getting the chance to listen to lots of music and watch lots of sports on TV. A lot of hockey on today. I'm a big hockey fan. I don't know if anybody else is. I was catching up on. I haven't watched Survivor for years, but I started watching it last year, and I kind of got into it. And I taped the first episode of Survivor this week and watched that. I got a whole bunch of new records. I don't know if anybody saw my latest video, but I'll talk a little bit about them, especially if you're a jazz fan. I've found this new band called The Comet is Coming. Man, I love these guys. I'm just so impressed. It's the best band I've heard in a long time. Here's the CD I got, and I got 3 pieces of vinyl too. But this is called Change the Spirits, and man, it's wild, man. 3-member band, saxophone, synthesizers, and drums. But man, are these guys talented, and it's just a great jazz album. Just loving these guys. I'll show you my other pieces of vinyl I got from them. Their covers are really cool too. Where is it here? That's not it. That's not it. There's one. And there's another one. I got another one here somewhere. There's a third one, plus a CD, plus I have another CD coming. I'm telling you, man, these guys, I'm picking up everything I can find. Best band I've heard in years. I also got I'd call it a reissue. It's David Bowie, A Divine Symmetry. Jazz sounds interesting. You ought to do a review. Yes, I think I do need to do a review. Is Zappa overrated? No, Frank Zappa is not overrated, man. The guy's a genius. I love him. New set came out, actually. Mud Club from Munich, 1980, was just released on Friday. 3 CD set, but Amazon in Canada wanted $69 for it. So I don't know what's going on here. I was waiting for my friend Rob to join me here. I haven't seen him yet. So, my great uncle. Wow, that's cool. Did he actually, David? Do you have any stories? Yeah, Tony. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you get into Zappa, he's just, you can get into the classical side, you can get into the jazz fusion side, you can get into that kind of comedic stuff, you can get into the rock and bluesy stuff. I mean, there's so much. It's such a deep hole. He's not the Beatles. Well, nobody's the Beatles. So, look at this.
How you
The
doing?
other my Snowbound friend.
Oh man, wasn't that something?
Yeah.
How much did you get?
About 16 inches, I think.
Yeah.
16 to 20, I'd say.
Yeah, we got about that here too.
I was just saying, my driveway's so full and it's so heavy, I can't shovel it. Like, I'm just too old, man. It's killing me.
Well,
I can't. I'm housebound.
My wife and I went out this morning, and it took the two of us 2.5 hours just to do the driveway.
Wow. Like I try. I can't. I've done about a car length, and I've got a really long driveway. Like I just can't. I was actually sourcing tonight to find someone to shovel it, and one guy said, depending on the size of your driveway, $20 to $60. So I don't mind handing somebody a $20 bill, but I don't know if I want to pay somebody $60. But
I would have done it today in a heartbeat. Would have done it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm debating. I'm sure I will, but
it was the snow plow had gone by this morning at about 6 o'clock. So in addition to the snow, there was my whole end of my driveway was plowed in too. So
nice. They always like that.
I didn't do the sidewalk yet because no one on my street did the sidewalk, and by the time I was done, I'm like,
good evening. Music Sanctuary says hi, and especially hi to you.
Good evening.
There you go. Yeah, so I thought it's the Leaf. I was watching the Leafs tonight. They sucked. They lost to Vancouver, and then I went. My wife says I'm still awake. I said I'm still awake too. So and she was watching some comedies, and I went, I'm going to now see if anybody wants to chat for an hour or something.
Yeah. We were watching something, and I got sick of watching TV, so I'm still feeling sick. Remember, I had the stomach flu earlier this week. Yeah. It's still bad.
Oh, that's still not good.
I was at the walk-in clinic yesterday. It's better. Like, I can keep food in me now. So,
well, that's cool. So, what have you been doing? Just sitting, listening to tunes, or?
Yeah, and sleeping, and yeah.
You guys just stay in and listen to music, eat some good food, and have an adult beverage. I quit drinking, so I don't. And Rob doesn't drink.
I don't drink.
Adult beverage to me is a zero sugar diet Pepsi.
All I've drank for 2 days is Gatorade because I've been dehydrated.
Yeah, we're not much fun. Lost the Jets tonight. Yeah, yay. Jays are looking good in preseason. Yeah, I think the Jays are going to be pretty good this year. I'm excited. Most excited about that.
That's what everybody's saying.
So David was telling me his uncle, Herb Cohen, managed Frank Zappa. That's pretty cool. Straight and Bizarre record labels. Bizarre I know from Zappa, but I don't know Straight. He must have had some great stories. Diet Pepsi and Gatorade is good. Not together.
No.
But
I'm sick of the Gatorade, but the doctor's like, you got to drink Gatorade. You're dehydrated. I said, no shit, Sherlock.
Wow. Well, I went out yesterday. I don't know if you saw my latest video, but I
did.
I traded in some stuff.
Good for you.
the Beatle fans are going to be mad at me trading in my McCartney archive stuff, but I wasn't listening to it, and it just sits there.
I didn't get in on any of that archive stuff.
I bought these two cheap. I bought them used cheap, and I sold them for what I paid for them. So, because I want my buddy, you know, you need to make some money. I'm going, okay, I'm happy just getting my money back, and if you can sell them for a couple $100, go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah. So, so I bought like 6 albums. It was cool.
Nice.
So I spent all day today listening to vinyl.
Nice. I haven't actually listened to any today because I was shoveling snow, and yeah, now my son's got a cold. Holy Christ!
Oh man, this is good. Chocolate milk and Pepsi is good together.
I hope not.
Ooh, I don't think so.
Vanilla ice cream and root beer, sure.
I don't like root. I'm a popaholic. I've loved any soda pop all my freaking life.
So
I do not like root beer.
I love pop, or to our American friends, I guess they don't call it pop. Soda.
They call it soda, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said soda pop. I was trying to.
You call it pop and they get confused. Anyway, I love it too, but I don't drink it because like a couple of years ago, I decided I'm going to cut down on sugar and I'm going to eat a little bit better. And I lost like 30 pounds and, you know, it's all great. But I used to drink a lot of pop when I was a kid, especially in high school. I drank so much pop, I got a stomach ulcer.
I had a stomach ulcer when I was young too. I don't know. Maybe it was from pop. I thought it was more from booze.
I wasn't drinking booze. Mine was pop. So.
But I quit drinking booze a year and a half ago and lost 55 pounds.
Holy shit. Good for you. Wow.
Yeah. Rob, are you still using the vinyl vac?
I am. You know what? For what it is, I'm very impressed. I'm not one of these, and I watch these guys, I won't name any names, you know, but, you know, like the Humming Guru and all these, you know, $5,000 record cleaners. And I shake my head because I think that's insane. If you're an audiophile, I don't get those people, whatever. More power to you. I mean, who am I to judge? But I don't clean new records. I dust them off, obviously, because sometimes they got paper fragments and stuff on them. But I only clean my used records when I buy them, and that's it. And all my records are clean and they play fine. And for what that thing is, I was impressed with it. I mean, I already had a shop vac, so you know, it cost me $30 to make a little like Lazy Susan station to clean it on, and I was quite happy with it. So
yeah. I got mine's pretty much the same premise, but mine already came with a platter and a thing. That's pretty much the only difference. Mine calls it squeaky clean, and you hook it up to a shop vac. It's the same thing. But I
like the idea.
Really well.
I like the vac idea, whether it's that or something else, right? I mean, you know, a lot of people use spin clean, but then you still have a wet record.
Those spin clean, that's the yellow thing, right? You put the disc in this way. I hated that thing. Yeah. That's too much work. It was ridiculous. So. $75. So. The price is right. But oh man, I hated it. And I bought a gritty machine on sale, like one of the audiophile machines, pretty much a lower end audiophile record cleaning vacuum system. It was like, I think I might have paid $300 or $400 for it. And they're a lot of maintenance, man. You got to make sure the insides don't get gummed up. And I sold it to a guy on Canuck Audio Mart. And then about a year later, I bought a record off the guy or something. He goes, "Hey, you remember me? You sold me that record cleaning machine. Yeah, how's it going?" He says, "Oh, it's broken down, doesn't work." I said, "What happened?" He says, "I never maintained it."
There you go.
Yeah.
I should do a follow-up video by, you know, however many months of using the vinyl vac and see if my opinion's still the same. And it is still the same, I think.
Yeah. Well,
is it the best record?
Got one and is very impressed.
Good.
Yeah, there are good alternative, affordable options.
Like I said, I am not anal retentive about cleaning my records. I don't play dirty records, but you don't have to clean them every time you play the damn things.
I'll tell you, most of the time, one of those fiber cloths, the fiber optic cloths, or whatever they call them, and I just do that, and it takes the dust off it, and it doesn't scratch the record. Yep. And I've got like one of those fiber optic brushes that when you put the record on turntable, you use.
Yep.
And one of those stylus cleaners, a little thing with a little liquid that's bottled, and that's good.
That's all you need. I think people make it way more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. But if I buy a used record, I'll try playing it. If it plays clean, I'm fine. If it doesn't, then you can hear a lot of crackles in it. Then I put it through the wash, and it usually cleans it up pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah. I improved it by substituting the O-ring for a plumbing washer.
That would make sense. Sure.
Wow. I think American Between the Buttons is better than the UK. Rob's not a Stones fan, so he won't argue.
Haven't heard it, so don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I'm really not that familiar with Between the Buttons right now either. Beatles, Stones, and Kinks who is the best? Is he asking, or are the best?
I think he's saying they are the best.
Yeah, CBC did have a good documentary on the Stones last week. It was called "My Life as a Rolling Stone." They did 2 parts. One was Mick Jagger and one was Keith Richards. It was
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on last Sunday night for 2 hours.
Oh.
The video convinced me to get it. Oh, there you go, Rob.
Well, that's good. I hope you used the promo code and saved yourself. I think it was 10%.
Wow, very cool. That's awesome to hear. You like to hear stuff like that.
That's
good
cool.
Feedback.
I'm still surprised they sent me one to test because, like, my opinion matters.
Can I give everybody I've never seen a deal like this on Amazon in my life. Amazon.com right now. I found it on a fluke. I was on some website and it said today's deals or something. I looked. So this Bob Dylan set Fragments came out a couple of months ago. $100 to $140. No, but just listen to this. I mean, if you don't like Bob Dylan, you got to appreciate the sale. This sells for anywhere from $100 to $140, depending where you buy it. You know what Amazon.com is selling it for right now? $27. People are jumping.
Really?
Yes.
Holy
85% off or something.
Wow.
Well, if anybody's interested in this 5 CD set, if you're a Dylan fan, it's fantastic. If you're not a Dylan fan, you're not interested. Although, even I wasn't a Dylan fan, I'd buy it for $27 and sell it for $50.
Sure.
And or $100. And just go to Amazon.com and buy this for $27. It's unbelievable. What a sale. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow. Well, it's funny you should mention Dylan because as I was working yesterday, I spun Blonde on Blonde again. And it's not bad.
Well, it's improving.
I'm warming up to it.
Standout songs? My favorite Dylan song is on that album. Visions of Johanna.
And I know that because I've heard you say that. So this was only like my third listen, and I was working while I was listening to it. It wasn't a dedicated listen. But for some reason, side one of the second record stood out to me as better than the rest of it.
Oh, yeah?
I couldn't tell you what's on it. I don't know. So
I'm trying to think of what that would be.
I gotta give
break the songs down that way.
I gotta give it some more of a listen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a masterpiece, but hey, what can I do? What can I say? Any thoughts on the upcoming Marley Jamaica pressings? I am very interested in them. Have no thoughts on them, but I am curious as to how the pressings are. My buddy who owns a record store told me typically any Jamaican pressings suck. So I don't know if they've improved, if this pressing plant is better, but I am really interested. If you know anything, let me know because I'm anxious to fill out my Marley collection on vinyl. I got a lot on CD, but very little on vinyl. Everybody should like the Stones 62 to 81. I do. Rob's not a big Stones fan, but yeah, I agree.
I like a few Stones, like early Stones songs. So I've got Hot Rocks, which, it's got the 3 or 4 song. I like Ruby Tuesday and whatever the hell else is on there.
Anything after Tattoo You, I'm hit and miss. I'll take Lightfoot over Dylan anytime. Well,
absolutely.
I won't, but I love Gordon Lightfoot.
I will in a heartbeat.
And Bob Dylan's a huge Gordon Lightfoot fan and has nothing but respect for Gord. So vice versa, they're kind of Blonde on Blonde Highway 61 is the best. Yeah, I agree.
I will have to say the pressing I've got is the Vinyl Me Please pressing of Blonde on Blonde, and they did an outstanding job on that pressing.
I've heard it's really good.
It's very good. The sound quality is excellent.
I already have a mono pressing, so I don't really want to. If it was stereo, I probably would have bought it.
It's on this cool, like transparent, sort of blonde colored, gold colored vinyl.
Yeah.
The album jacket is really nice, thick cardstock. It's really good.
Oh, look at this. Richard's in the house. Hey, Richard, how you doing, buddy? You're not going to like me. I just traded in 2 of my McCartney Archive series sets. Richard's a huge McCartney guy. You like David Bowie or you don't like David Bowie?
Some of it, it's kind of hit and miss. Like,
really?
I don't own any.
Oh, I'm just, yeah.
But if I hear it, it's, fine.
Come on, get in the game, buddy.
Sorry, man. There's a lot of that, some of that, I'm not a Dylan fan and I don't like the Stones and I'm not a Bowie fan, but I also like a lot of crap people haven't heard of. So
when are we going to get a Jill's mixed RU experience? Is that in the works? Didn't they just do what's that UHQR?
I think, yeah, they did.
Experienced? I don't know. They should do something with that Hendrix catalog. That would be kind of cool. The reissues have been good though. I don't know if you got any of them, but
I've got a couple. Yeah. What have I got? Electric Ladyland, I think. And
here's the box, Tony. It's called Fragments. Bob Dylan Fragments. 5 CD deluxe set. Look it up on Amazon.com. $27. Fantastic set. It's the Time Out of Mind sessions with a remix of that album, taking the Daniel Lanois production away and have it just the raw songs. It's amazing.
I wonder why it's so cheap. Is Amazon overstocked with it?
I don't know what they're doing. I wish they'd put that Stones mono box in color down for $27. I might buy that.
Shit, I'd buy it and flip it.
My favorite Stones period is 65 to 68. I'm 68 to 74, probably. Considering pulling the trigger on the Marley box set, but at $640 US, as you stated, with Jamaican pressing issues, I'm on the fence. Yeah, I want to hear some reviews. But Marley seat albums are hard to find. Like, I've been looking for some vinyl, and they're not that easy to find, a lot of them.
I just got into him a little while ago. I mean, this wasn't something that I listened to, but my wife and son loved playing Bob Marley all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Marley records, and my son would always be singing, whatever. So when I was at a store and they had his greatest hits in the
Don't worry about a thing, every little thing.
There you go.
Seen that.
So I picked it up. It's a fun listen.
Yeah. David, you are very Bowie's only 2 good records. Oh my God. Both are great ones you mentioned, but man, listen to Low and listen to Heroes, from the Berlin trilogy. Station to Station, Diamond Dogs. Oh man, come on!
I have this
great live albums.
I have this interesting record. There's a record label in Toronto called Paper Bag Records, and it's an indie label. One of my favorite bands, Cuff the Duke, was signed to Paper Bag Records, and that label put out an album where they had all of the artists on the label cover all of the songs from the Ziggy Stardust album. So it's Paper Bag Records. Paper Bag Records does Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy.
It's an interesting album.
And was it all local Toronto artists?
Toronto bands, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Anybody like that I would know, or?
Let me grab it. I'm not sure.
David, Bowie has only 2 good albums. I'm still trying to digest that. But Hunky Dory's freaking awesome. And that reissue, whatever this is, I don't know, but it sounds friggin' awesome. A Divine Symmetry. It's the same songs and everything. I think there's subtle changes to the mixes or something, but not much, and it sounds really good. I've been really impressed with that. That's a great album. 2 of my favorite Bowie songs are on that album: Life on Mars and Quicksand. I've listened to all of them, and those are my favorite. Yeah. Well, I can't argue with those 2 being at the top of your list, buddy. Ziggy, done by Paper Bag Records. That's hilarious. Paper Bag Records, The Rise and Fall of Diggy Stardust, wow, that's crazy. Who's on that?
Let's
Does
see.
it say the artist?
Yep. Elliot Brood.
Oh, I love Elliot Brood.
Cuff the Duke.
Yeah.
Young Galaxy.
Don't know them.
The Born Ruffians.
No.
The Rural Alberta Advantage.
I've heard somebody tried to turn me on to those guys.
Yeah, they're all like Canadian artists. Like I said, It's a label from Toronto.
Can I buy that somewhere still?
No.
Damn, I might try and source it online and see if anybody's selling it.
I don't even know if it's even listed on Discogs.
Wow.
Let me check. Hold on.
I love Bowie's Man Who Sold the World. I like that too. I just bought the Metropolis, the alternate title that he reissued. It's pretty cool. Sam says he'll be on in a minute. Well, I got to send you a link, buddy. There we go. I was just doing a video with Tommy. Oh yeah, Tommy comes first.
Robin, priorities are.
You know.
I'm just seeing if this is available.
Art. Hi, Sam. Richard Sam's not here yet, but I'm sure he'll say hi to you in a minute. Canuckistan. Just kidding. Yeah, no kidding. We're maybe they're sand bound with desert storms, or we're snowstormed in. I invited Rob over for a pizza, but he said he can't get here.
I don't even see this listed in Discogs, Glenn. This Paper Bag Records thing.
Really? That's weird.
Well,
how old is it?
2012.
Oh, it's been long. Okay. Yeah, it's probably long deceased.
My recollection is that it wasn't for sale, that if you bought one of the current releases from one of the artists that are on it, you got it as a whatever.
I'm going to keep my eye open for it. You never know. You might see that. I'm going to ask my buddy Tim if he's ever heard of it.
Well, let me check on Paper Bag's website.
I'll give you $4 for it.
I want to hang on to it.
I'll trade you my well, I won't trade you anything. I can't think of what you'd want. My Yellow Submarine lava lamp.
No, I'm good. Let's just see here.
I love my Canadian neighbors, and we love our American neighbors.
Absolutely. Where's David from, anyway?
Yeah, where are you, David?
Yeah, this thing's long out of print.
That's crazy.
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Oh, sold out.
Yeah. Send me an email with a picture of the label or something at some point when you think about it, and I can try and source it. It sounds really interesting.
It says right on their website, mega limited edition vinyl LP.
Wow.
If you want, I have a digital version I could send you of the album.
What how would I don't know if I can I get that?
Well, like I've got an MP3 version of the whole album. I could email it to you, and then you could
Really? You
play
think
it on
an email? Okay, I can try it and see.
Yeah.
Sam, I sent you an email. David's in Los Angeles.
Oh, there you go.
Do you ever hang out with Vinyl Richie? Do you ever go to Amoeba Records? I almost got to David. My daughter and son-in-law work for WWE, and WrestleMania is in Los Angeles 2nd and 3rd April. They're going to be there. So I don't know if you're involved in how big a deal that is in LA. Give him the digital version. Yeah, David's making me give him the digital version. Yeah, there we go. He's going to try. I'm pretty useless with technology, so you'll send it to me, but I won't be able to figure out how to do anything with it.
Okay, this is what I'll do then. I'll burn it on a CD
and mail
it to you.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right.
Okay. All right. David, the Music Sanctuary thinks that I know anything about uncompressing a file.
I'm a pretty smart computer guy. Glenn, you're lucky he's on YouTube. Let me tell you.
I know. If this was hard at all, I wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't believe what happened today. We've got a pocket door that leads from our kitchen into our entranceway. And I've never seen the pocket door closed right in to the wall.
Uh-oh.
So it closes right in, and I'm trying to reach up to the top of the door and pull it. I can't pull it out. And I'm saying to my wife, the door's jammed inside the wall. What are we going to do now? She's going to pull the latch. I'm going, there's no latch. I can't get to the latch because the door's in the thing. She comes out. So right on the edge of the door where the thing is, there's a little thing you can pull up and pull it out. We've been here for 4 years, and she's all day long. She's been nothing but calling me the big dumbest idiot that hold on, Sam. Copy. There. It's on the screen. I don't know why it didn't send. That's weird.
Sometimes that happens.
Where'd it go? David says Amoeba was his stomping ground. Yeah, I can imagine. I was at the Amoeba in San Francisco. What an amazing record store. I can only imagine the one in LA must be killer.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. There he is.
Well, look who's here.
Look who's here.
Is that like a dumb waiter? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I'm the dumb waiter, though. What's going on, Sam? So with Rob and I are chopped liver. You're on doing videos with Tommy?
Well, I didn't get an invite till I was midway through my duties.
Got to drop what you're doing. It's like when the bat signal comes out.
I did. I sent you an email. Said you want to chat.
I saw it was 10:11, and I got off my stream, my video with Tommy at what time was it? Like 10:30.
I would have said it at 12 minutes after. I got to go. Glenn's calling.
That's right.
Right. That's true. Yeah. I had the opportunity to, raise my subscribers by 3 million, and I said, "Wait a minute, I can't."
Where's Canadian Stud Muffin? I'll give you guys 2 guesses where Larry is right now.
I'll give you
bed.
A 3-letter word, bed. Yeah.
There we go. Let's make that unanimous.
Yeah.
David, that's David, that's a bad question. Anytime after 8 p.m., don't ask where Larry is.
This is one of the first Saturdays, and I don't know how long that I literally. The only thing that I did to go out of my apartment today was I took recycling to the recycling center, and I had literally no reason to go anywhere today, and it was hurting me, but I had nothing to literally nothing to do, so I just cleaned around here and piddled around. And
well, I was supposed to work tonight for the Belleville Senators, and I emailed my boss this morning. Said I can't get out of my freaking driveway.
I think
I shovel it. I don't know what to do. So if you got somebody to replace me, and he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Good," because I ain't coming.
Well, it's the flowers are in full bloom down here. Spring came real early.
Oh.
We got 16 inches last night, Sam.
Oh, Tony just ordered the Dylan set. I was giving everybody a heads up on that price.
That makes me so angry.
Who would expect that?
I know 80% off. I mean, that's crazy.
$27 for that set that sells for $100 or $120.
Tommy bought it today, and I was talking to Tommy about it because 7A Records, they're reissuing pretty much your standard Ranch Stash, the Mike Nesmith album.
Yeah,
their CD with a new booklet, $31. So take that. This Bob Dylan set is $4 less than their single CD reissue.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. I've never seen a price that low.
Because you were the one who gave me the hunch for this.
99 was $99.
91, yeah, it was 91 bucks. And
you were going to pay what, 138?
130, whatever Amazon was offering, yeah. And now it's 27. Are you kidding?
Yeah. About a year or so ago, I was on Amazon.ca, and they had all these Dylan albums on really cheap. Like normally, like Time Out of Mind albums like that sell for $40 to $50.
Okay.
Everyday price, maybe $55 in some cases, goes up over 50. But they had this deal where everything was under. Some of them were $19.99, some of them were $29.99. There was just this weird deal on a bunch of Dylan albums. I put them all in my cart, and then I moved them to save for later. No, I put them in my cart, and I left them in my cart. And then I didn't really have a lot of money at the time, and I'm going, that's $100 worth of records I'm buying now, and I didn't really have $100 to spend. And I left them in the cart, and I went away for an hour, and I'm going, how can I pass this up? I just got to load it on the credit card. Who cares? This is such a great deal, half price. I go to do it. I go in my cart, and they're all gone. And I contacted their customer service. Said, what happened? He says, oh, we can't, if we have a flash sale like that, once it's gone, it's gone. You can't save it in your cart. So, yeah.
I had actually, it was a friend of Tommy's that I've actually met once. We did a record crawl last summer, and he tipped me off that there was the company Platinum Records. I think they're out of Ohio. They're really good, really, really good company. They just got a small supply of the Nick Drake imports records. So I went, and these all came today. So I got.
Oh wow!
These are very hard to find, and got them for $25 a piece.
No way! Good for you, man. All three
of them. So again, it was one of those things where like they were there, and like because you can go on Platinum, you can see like 8 available. It was like eight. I think it might have been 10 records a piece.
Oh, they'll be sold out by now, probably.
Oh yeah, and I ordered these last week, and then I also, not that anybody really care, but I kind of got a grail, and these will all show up at the end of the month for my March finds, but kind of the inside scoop. This is a grail for me. It's the Wild Feathers, who is a group that I talk about.
Oh yeah, you're a big fan of those guys.
I think Rob would like them because Blue Rodeo-ish, I guess, country rock.
I can make a note. I'll check them out.
Yeah, the Wild Feathers, and they're
pretty good. I've listened to them.
Yeah, I think Glenn and I listened on my place, but this record, it is out of print because the Wild Feathers switched labels onto New West Records, and so like a lot of their earlier records were dropped. And I guess New West will be the ones to reissue these later on. But this is a Record Store Day reissue, which I didn't care about. But the CD, it's a 2-disc CD. You can only get it for like $40 online, which I'm not going to do. The one time that I had the CD, I bought it and it came and I couldn't get the CD out and it cracked right in half.
Oh,
so I had to send it back. I got my money back. But then this was on Discogs in the shrink, $22.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, I am jumping on this so fast. And
that's pretty cool.
It looks like it's been in a record store because there is some, like I can see some rain.
Yeah.
Like where it's been in, the shelf, but it's a brand new record.
That's perfect. $22. How can you go wrong for something, a band you really like a lot?
It's a grail. Yeah. Cause it's out of print.
What did we think of the Revolver Box LPs? I bought the CD set. So I did buy the record separately, and I do like the remix of it. So,
yeah,
I didn't buy the box set though, so I don't know the mono. I'm assuming it's the same mono that's in the mono box.
No, it's a new cut.
Oh, was it a new cut?
It's the same mix, but a new cut.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Glenn, did you listen to any Doc Watson yesterday for his 100th?
I I now have a collection of about 15 Doc Watson
That's right,
albums, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I was out all day yesterday. I had to drive my daughter into the city, so.
My uncle, who's he's a rocker. He's the drummer that I play with. He said that he's seen a lot of guitarists, but he said the best that he's ever seen live is Doc Watson.
I saw Doc Watson 2 or 3 times, and yeah, amazing guitar.
So did my dad. Yeah, my dad tells the story. He saw him at a festival, at a concert, and some drunk in the audience kept yelling, play Tennessee Stud, and Doc said, "Oh no, we're not playing that one tonight," and he never played it.
Oh really? Yeah.
It was just not one of those nights.
My Doc Watson story is I went to see him in Calgary, Alberta, at the University of Calgary. Him and Merle. Merle was still with us, and we had seats. Front row seats, and Doc and Merle come out, and T. Michael Coleman, their bass player, I always had the same bass player, and they were setting up in chairs around. And he goes, "If anybody wants to come up and sit on the stage in front of us, you're more than welcome." I jumped like a freaking maniac and sat right at his feet for the whole show, like this far away from him. Like,
oh my word,
it was incredible.
Did you get to shake his hand or anything?
No, I didn't bug him like that. Yeah, to reach out and start petting his leg.
poking his face like a cat, like bumping up against him.
No, I didn't do that.
That would be another story.
But
hey,
yeah,
Glenn,
that
record we were talking about before Sam joined us.
Yeah,
there's 2 listings on Discogs, both in Canada, $35 and $32.
Wow,
plus $20 shipping.
Is that American funds or Canadian?
Canadian. So you're looking $60.
Yeah. I always contact the people and see if they happen to be in the Greater Toronto area. I'd go pick it up. Save myself $30 in shipping.
Right?
Yeah. It's worth the hour drive.
Can you email me a link, or is that possible?
I'll see if I can. Yeah.
Or just email me a picture of the album so I can look it up, what it's called and everything.
You got it.
Time to buy something is when you see it. It's never there when you get it back. I agree, Art. Don't hesitate. Anyway, ever check out Sparkle Horse or Mary's Danish? No. I like a good Danish, but
love Danish.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if I strawberry
like cheese Danish or a blueberry Danish.
Oh. Yeah, I'm a bit of a freak for that. There's this bakery in Trenton, Ontario called Wanamaker's. And they make a cinnamon bun. It's the size of your head. And they put this cream cheese icing on it. It's thick.
Yeah.
And we buy one every once in a while. And we cut it into 4 because no way you could eat half, split that in half and eat half. You would just be so full.
Do you heat it up?
Yes, we make it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's freaking to die for.
Yeah.
It's a louder cut mono. Oh, interesting. On Revolver. I always assumed it was just the same one. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why they would bother to make a new cut when they already had one from 5 years ago, but
yeah. My second UK pressing of Dark Side of the Moon finally arrived in Vancouver from the UK and should be here this week sometime, feeling like a kid at Christmas. Wow, that early pressing, that should sound interesting.
I've got 2 copies of that, and I've never checked what pressing it is.
UK copies?
No, North American ones.
Yeah, I've got one too, an older. I probably got one from the 70s, but it's pretty scratched up. I need to replace my Dark Side album.
What are the chances that you will down the line pick up that Dark Side set?
Never.
Yeah.
No.
I like it the live album.
If it's $27.
Yeah.
I like the album and I listen to it periodically, but not enough to buy anything more than the standard.
They didn't give us enough to pay for the. Remember, a donut with no hole is a Danish. A flute with no holes is a stick.
And a donut hole is a Timbit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Sam's going, what the hell are they talking about?
Flute is a stick. Flute with no holes is a stick. That's hilarious.
What was the record that you were talking about?
It was a a tribute to the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust, done by all local Toronto artists on some kind of wacky independent label.
There's this indie label out of Toronto called Paper Bag Records, and back in 2012 they had all the records all the artists that were on the label collaborate, and as a group they covered Ziggy Stardust. So each band took a song.
Yeah.
And I have a copy, and it was never for sale. If you bought, when it came out, if you bought an album from their store, you could get it for free, which is what I did. And I've got it, and it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm a nerd for Canadian indie bands that no one's heard of, so there's a lot of stuff on here I like, even if it wasn't Bowie, whatever.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting. Yeah,
when I mentioned
the songs are all great on that album, it'd be interesting to hear covers of them.
I bought it, or I didn't buy it. I got it because I'm a huge fan of Cuff the Duke, and they did song that they do on here. They did "Star" was the song they covered, and it's the only. Yeah, it's the only place you'll find them doing that song. So, as a Cuff the Duke completist, I had to get it. So
very cool.
Yeah,
Very Stanish is like a combo of X and Jefferson Airplane. I've never heard X, but I love Jefferson Airplane. That'd be interesting.
Me too. You got your surrealistic pillow, I see.
I did. I finally bought it on vinyl.
It's a great.
I had free money, and I thought, man, it was there. It was $29, and
wow.
I still had $29 more to spend. I thought I might as well grab it while I can. Yeah. It's fun going to a record store with like an $880 credit, and you're just going, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
No, maybe I'll put that one down. Take that. It was fun.
Is that from selling the McCartney set?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And I'm trying to downsize my CD collection. Like I don't want to be a completist anymore. I'm just keeping albums that I listen to of an artist. I don't know. Certain albums I'm banned. Like I'm Dylan, Zappa, Beatles. Of course, I'm a completist, but with my favorite artists. But like Jack Bruce is the one I make success on. I have probably 15 or 20 Jack Bruce albums. I listened to 2 of them.
He made that money.
So I'm going, what do I need these? So I bought all these extras, and I just took them in yesterday, and I left them with my buddy and said, here, let me know what you'll give me for all these. I don't know how many there were. There was a pretty big box full, and I got another box full too that I'm taking to another local store. So
yeah, that's funny. Like I said, I was hanging out at the apartment, kind of picking up some stuff that I had here just to bag up, and I've got a tote bag sitting by my records that I've put in a bag. Like even my small collection, like I'm trying to get rid of some of them were, I'm not mentioning who they were from, but some of them are VCLT from people that it was just stuff that they were cleaning out of their collection. That like I've got a couple of like Heart records from like the 80s. I'll never listen to those ever.
Yeah. So I trade them and get them something you like.
So I've got a tote bag, and I've also there are a bunch of CDs that I've been given since starting YouTube that I'll never listen to.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them are comps that it was very nice that I've received them, but I'm not going to listen to them when I've got stuff that I really want to hear.
Yeah. No, that's why I traded in the McCartney, like the first 2, I think they might've been the first 2 archive series, and they're only 2 CD and 3 CD sets. And you can buy the small regular size CD of McCartney with the 2 CDs in it.
Yeah.
So just to have it in a hardcover book, like sitting there, and it's $75 sitting on my shelf. What's the point?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I like Grateful Dead Europe 72. Me too. I'm not Kiss is just not in my wheelhouse. I was too old for Kiss. So
did you see Kiss on Howard Stern the other day?
No, I kind of heard about it, but I didn't watch it or listen.
They finally gave their last dates.
Yeah,
at Madison Square Garden, like the 1st and 2nd of December.
Who believes any of that? The Who have been doing farewell tours for 30 years.
Well,
how many farewell Eagles tours have there been?
Yeah, you'll be as soon as somebody offers them enough money, they'll be back going, oh well, maybe one more.
Well, that's the thing. Kiss, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons have both said they could see Kiss going on without them, without original members, make it like a
yeah, exactly. Hey y'all, Hello, Prime Analog Records. Make sure you subscribe to all these guys' channels. Some new names here tonight that don't usually join us, but Northern Revolutions and Sam St. John, please subscribe to their channels.
I've had a slight little uptick, like 4 or 5 that have latched on, and I haven't dropped, which has been pretty good.
Well, I dropped like 6. I'd say 6 or 7, maybe 8 subscribers over a period of a week or so. And I'm going, why am I going down? Every day I'm going down 1. And then this morning I jumped up 5.
I gained 1 in the last week. Woo.
Retail therapy. Yes, it's the best therapy, man.
Yeah.
You just lose the world just disappears when you're in a record store.
I went to a record store 2 weeks ago, which is the first time I've been in like a month or so. Just because
if I'm not buying anything, I can look around a record store for 2 hours.
I can't go in and not buy anything. But I've been scaling back the last few months because records are getting expensive. I went into my favorite record store, which is in Oakville. It's called PCV Records. They're amazing. And I had the problem that I was in there for 45 minutes, which is not a lot of time, but I was on my lunch and I ended up with this stack of records in my hand and went, shit, if I buy this, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm like, what can I put back? And I had such remorse when I was walking out of there because I only bought like 3 of the 8 records I had in my hand. It still cost me $100.
See, my wife and I do this thing where we give each other an allowance we get our money twice a month. We get a certain amount of money we each have our own little savings account, gets transferred into it, and that's your mad money. You can save it up for something that's worth $1,000 if you want. No questions asked. That's your money. You do what you want with it.
Sure,
that's my record money. So then you don't feel guilty like, hey, I'm taking money out of the household, or I'm taking, I shouldn't be buying. I got to ask the wife if I can do this. I know I have a couple $100 in my savings account. And I could, if I want to spend it at a record store, it's up to me.
My wife is wonderful. She'd never say anything, but I would feel bad if I went and spent, $300 on records. But
that's why I say, come on, you got to have a little bit for yourself to put aside. Life's short.
Well, we're one income, right? Because my wife is a stay-at-home mom, so it's just me paying for everything.
Well, you give her an allowance and you an allowance. You get the same amount.
I could.
It's amazing that my dad did what he did when I was growing up. It was a single income house, me and my 2 sisters, and he worked at the post office. He wasn't a mailman, but he worked at the post office, and he was like that last generation of people where a single income could provide for a family of 5, and he did. I mean, when I was getting a little bit older, my mom took a part-time job at a bakery. It's kind of like an artisan bakery, so it wasn't like, Dunkin' Donuts, but so she got some like tip money and things like that. But I don't know how he did it, because now my mom works, my dad works, my oldest sister, the oldest sister, she's still at home. She works, so they're getting 3 incomes coming in, and sometimes it's still,
and still having trouble. I know, and you still have trouble paying bills.
And they're all good jobs. Yeah, it's not like
Oh no,
fast food or anything.
It's impossible. Right now, it's really hard.
Yeah, so I'm fortunate in that it's my little apartment here, but even here, like, rent is just miserable.
Somebody's David says, Rob, do you have a cherry red Les Paul like George or Eric Clapton?
I only have a blue Les Paul, and it's not a real Les Paul. It's a Les Paul that I built with a body and neck from Warmouth. So I'm not a Les Paul guy. I got a bunch of Telecasters behind me here and then some other stuff, but I have a blue Les Paul, but it's a little different. It's got a maple neck rather than a rosewood neck, and it's a bolt-on neck rather than a set neck. So
Keys to 1 guitar case and 80 guitars. Women hate guitar cases. Yeah, well, I think everybody hates guitar cases because you got to store the frickin' things.
Yeah.
That's my Les Paul.
I like the look of that. That's a nice color.
But it's got a maple neck on it. Bird's eye maple.
Wow.
My name on the headstock.
Very cool.
I don't play it.
When we decide to have children, my wife decided to stay at home. Yeah. Decided. I don't know why.
I keep putting I'm on Musician's Friend quite a bit, or Guitar Center.
You're still looking for the Rick?
They're all over, man. And I'm looking at them, and 3,400 bucks. I'm like, because I'll have to buy an amp too, is the thing. Because I've only got the one amp, and it's an acoustic amp. So
yeah, but you could trade it. You could. Can't you find something on like a Facebook Marketplace or something like
it's going to be higher
for an amp or something? Just
for an amp, yeah.
Or something.
For an amp, you could find one for a couple $100, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Guitar, it's a big investment.
It hurts though when you get a guitar that nice that you get a secondhand amp.
Yeah.
Unless you know for a fact it's like the real deal. Like if it's like something that an actual guitar player had plays, like a tech or something like that. But
I'll tell you, there's nothing better than a nice instrument. I mean, it's just
I know
playability and tone and like it's just.
And I know. I mean, I'm going to get an instrument this year because I usually get about one a year, depending on whether a ukulele or a nice harmonica or something like that. But
wow,
I got another Telecaster coming soon.
Jeez.
Well, there you go. That's why you're not buying records.
It's another build.
Get another guitar.
So.
I sold all my instruments. I just got my banjo. That's it. I'm going with what I played for since the mid '70s. That's my main instrument. I sold my guitar, my bass, my amps.
My microphones.
My stand.
I don't have the time to play anymore. I play like once a week now, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't play very much at all. Like I'm really nervous.
Love it. I just
have to go down and resurrect the cosmic torpedoes. I am like so freaking out of practice.
Yeah. That's why I do the YouTube live thing, because it keeps me kind of motivated to do it.
Hey folks, BP. Sam, love the new haircut. Looks rad.
Oh, yeah, it's
rad.
What about our haircut, Matt? Sam or Glenn and I look pretty good.
Yeah, I got a perm today, so I don't want to show it because it's not finished yet.
Yeah.
That isn't set.
I got a trim on Wednesday, actually.
Yeah. Fave band of all time. I think we're all going to have the same answer.
Beatles.
Let's eliminate the Beatles and say, what's your second favorite band of all time?
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Blue Rodeo.
I'm Grateful Dead or King Crimson. It's a kind of a tie.
And you, BP?
Yes, BP. Tell us yours. But Beatles are number one with all of us.
Yeah.
3,400 for Rick is going price.
And that depends on the Rick.
Yeah.
Like 350 or 620, 650, whatever they're called, 620s. I'm not a guitar guy, so.
Gruen Guitars in Nashville, which is a place I would love to go to.
You see,
the blonde Rickenbacker.
Matt, you should have bought that, man.
Can I turn you on to a record store? Check out their website. Elderly Instruments in Lansing, Michigan. They have a great website, and they sell one of the best musical instrument stores in the world.
Yeah.
And they sell everything from a cheap instrument to $10,000 guitars.
Yeah.
And they're all online. You might get a deal on a Rick there. I've bought stuff for them. They've shipped it up to Canada. They do great shipping. They're the greatest guys to deal with.
See, my thing is, because we don't have a good electric guitar store in this area, I have to travel. And even like going to like a Guitar Center, they don't have them there.
No, Guitar Center sucks.
It does. Guitar Center is like the beginner guitar store. It's all about quantity.
Yeah.
But like my thing is, like, I've never dropped like that much money on an online purchase without touching the instrument. And I've never played a Rick, like, ever. So
check Elderly Instruments. Just check it. You'll love looking around their website anyway.
Elderly Instruments.
Yeah.
I dropped $2,000 once on a Telecaster unseen on eBay. Well, I saw it on eBay, and they very detailed pictures because it was vintage-ish. It was from the 70s, and it's the blonde one right there. And
wow.
Oh yeah,
thank God, it is. Oh, I would run into a burning building to save it. It's just I lucked out on that one.
Okay, I'm looking here now, Glenn, and
can Get an Eric Johnson Strat. It's a good value. Eric Johnson's a great guitar player.
So they have a Rickenbacker 360 12 string. $39.50, man.
There you go.
Wow.
Get
And they're
two of
very
them.
competitively priced, those guys. They're like,
Yeah,
I bought a ton of instruments from those guys. We drive down to Lansing a couple times a year, and I've come back with so many instruments.
That's a beautiful guitar, though, man. It's a 12 string.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like the band
Is it new? That's new, right? They don't. Did look into their vintage section, see if they have any used ones.
No, this is slightly new. I mean, slightly used, I think.
Slightly used in 3,900.
Yeah, this is used. It comes with the it comes like the suitcase guitar case.
Wow.
Like the briefcase, but
Yeah.
jeez, man. I could get a better price at like Guitar Center or Musician's Friend and get a bunch of points. Oh, Musician's Friend, I should say.
Cool. Glem.
Oh,
Have you
yes.
done any more
Split that up.
Vandergraaf generator? He can spell Vandergraaf generator, but he can't spell Glenn.
Glenn.
No, I haven't, Douglas. I've kind of, not that I've given up on them, but I bought 2 or 3 of their albums, and I'm kind of just happy with those because I've been moved on to other stuff. But they are a great band. And thanks for asking. My haircut has a hole in it.
Yeah, it's called the Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
My wife
Gentle
calls
Giant.
it the bullhead.
I like Gentle Giant. You know I love you, Rob.
Thanks, Matt.
Wow.
My buddy.
The Birds for Me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the thing. I would be getting it solely for myself because the band that I play in, we don't even remotely have a Rickenbacker sounding song.
I bet guarantee you would have one after you bought the.
Oh, I would.
You
Yeah.
can play some Wilburys tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I want one so bad.
You need one, Sam. You
Favorite
need one.
album from 1969. Is anybody going to say anything besides
Abbey Road.
Abbey
My
Road?
second
Abbey
favorite
Road.
of all time.
In the Court of the Crimson King.
Zeppelin 1. Oh, Zeppelin 1 was 68. Zeppelin 2.
George Groom Vintage Guitars is very good, I think, in Nashville. Yeah, I would love to go to that store.
I wanted
was
to,
still kicking
but
myself. My Japanese Fender jazz bass, but I
Ooh.
love the Rickenbacker tones so much.
I love a Rickenbacker too.
Yeah.
That's very very Susanna Hoffs. Rob.
She's too old for me. She'd be robbing the cradle with you.
I don't care.
You could be your son.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, let's
You can
watch
change
it.
my
That sounds
diaper and
evil.
spank
That
me. I
sounds
don't
evil.
care.
Oh dear Lord.
1969 was a gold year for music. Yes. Might have been the best year. Was it you and I, Sam, who did a thing which was the best year of music? Or maybe that was on a Larry Graves chat or something.
I think that was a Larry thing.
I think I went with 67, and then after a while, I'm going 69 was pretty freaking good.
I might go 66.
Yeah, 66. All those years were golden.
Pet Sounds, Revolver, Blonde on Blonde.
Let It Bleed, 69, yes. All great guitars are now vintage. Just got back from a trip to MIA, an amazing dream shop as Walt Grace in Wynwood. I've caught LD Miola. Whoa, LD Miola. What a guitar player that is. Tommy is 68, I think.
Ooh, that might no. Tommy's 69.
Is it?
Let Sam look it up.
Yes, the day after my birthday, May 17th, 1969.
Okay. You guys still
Speaking
listen
of-
to music on your audio systems or listen to using headphones?
Just through the system.
I listen to headphones if I am still awake and my wife goes to bed and I want to play some music. I'll come downstairs and put on a hockey game or something on the TV with the sound down and throw on an album with the headphones for an hour or something. But
I don't have any good headphones, so
I have
Neither
really
do
good
I.
headphones. I forget what they're called. They got some wacky name to them. They were like $700. They're amazing.
I don't have headphones. I just listen through my stereo.
Yeah, 99% of my listening is just through the speakers.
I remember as a kid, my dad had some good headphones for his stereo, and I remember listening to some of his records through the headphones too. But I've never done that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Glenn, Tommy, you mentioned Tommy Prine, John Prine's son, just announced his first album.
Oh, really? That'll be interesting to hear.
He's got an interesting voice.
Yeah. I've listened to some of his YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing all the festivals and everything.
Tony says 71. David says 70. I want to start not using headphones, but I live in a quadplex. So yeah, if I lived in a condo for a while about 5 years ago, and man, I was like 90% of my listening was headphones. So it depends where you live. I mean, if you're fortunate to live in a place where it's not a big deal. How's the walls in your place? Sam's in an apartment. I don't know what that's, but after what was it? After 10 o'clock, we kind of shut it down, right?
Yeah, I try to. That's why I do all my live streams end at 10 Eastern. Yeah, just there's no rule, but that's just what I.
Yeah, I know. You're just being a good neighbor.
Yeah, I'd like to know what people can actually hear.
A good idea, I think, is when I lived in an apartment, you knock on the door and say, "Hey, man, I do have a stereo. I like to play my music. I want you to feel free to knock on the door and let me know when it's too loud."
I don't want to.
I would really like to know myself.
Yeah.
when you can hear it, let me know.
That's when you end it. But I will say I'm a very violent person, so don't anger me.
Yeah, say that too. But I do have a gun.
Yeah, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah. What is the best decade of music?
60s.
64 to 74. That's the decade.
Oh well, we're just picking on random 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think an argument could be made that there was some pretty incredible stuff in the 90s.
Best decade ever for music? The 90s?
Well, I think maybe the 60s was the best, but the 90s would be a runner-up in my mind.
Who in the 90s would stand out?
Well, there was a birth of a whole new genre, grunge. I mean, you've got.
I know, but I don't like any of it.
I don't either. But from a
well, you could say 76 to something. It was the birth of disco. I hated it.
Yeah, but
it was popular.
The grunge movement had a larger impact on music and a larger impact on society than disco ever did.
Yeah. David's got the idea. I would say 62 to 81.
Oh, that's a good decade. Yeah.
That's a long decade.
It's like the 100 Years' War.
I'm going to go 1881 to 1891.
Yeah. Walls are not good. Barely any sound dampening. Yeah. I lived in a condo in Toronto for 13 years, and the room I used for my music room was all surrounded inside. They say the best sound soundproofing is a room within a room. You got to create a room within a room. So you got to have an inside wall kind of, and then, however you make it. Anyway, I had a room that was surrounded by other rooms. One wall was leading into like a little computer area, like on one side. The other side was a hallway. The other side was my living room. The other side was a bedroom. I had all interior walls, so my neighbors could never hear me. That's my wife could hear me, but
yeah, I don't have that option here. I could go in my walk-in closet, I guess.
Yeah, headphones. Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on headphones. Yeah,
I never would unless I was an actual recording artist.
But if that was your only way you could listen to music,
I still wouldn't spend $2,000. That's insane.
Well, no, not $2,000.
I wouldn't even spend $700 to be quite honest.
Yeah, but I like good headphones. I mean, you can tell the difference.
If it was my only way of listening to music, then yeah, I would definitely do it. But for $700, but not 4K.
Yuck, the 90s. Bob's getting shot down.
To each their own. Opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one.
Preferences 60s, 70s. 60s and 70s. I agree with you, Glenn, about 64 to 74. Depends on your age. I had clips horns with a Veldon 18-inch in a 2-bedroom apartment years ago. How many neighborly friends did you have?
Yeah. How long did that lease last?
Yeah. Back in Black ACD is great, but a small sliver of great. There are so many others. I'm probably the one guy who's not a big AC/DC fan, mostly because of the vocals. I just don't like the vocals in that band.
I like them, but I'm not diehard.
Disagree with you here, Disco Tune Time. Yeah, more people were involved, but
from 10 generations involved.
If you look at disco, it does not have the endearing legacy that grunge does. People hate disco now, generally speaking. So
yeah, but at the time it was freaking all over the place. It was just
bursting. That both, that it had a larger societal impact, and what that, in my mind, what that means is what's its legacy? What is the impact it's had on music since then? And disco is not something that generally people look on favorably. yes, there are people that still like it. I wasn't talking about at the time. So
I think you got a good argument. If you look at the popularity of it at the time, I think disco wins. But if you look at
but now everyone's like
enduring quality of the music, it's like
Studio 54 and all that.
Yeah.
But I'll see. The thing is, there is some disco that I actually like, and because it stems from funk, and funk, I like funk music.
Yep.
And there's a great. I think Questlove from the Roots did a really quick tutorial. Like he said, you've got the drums that were doing this, and he does this beat. He said, but with disco, he's like they were adding that hi-hat, that he said just adding that little bit, that extra beat. He said you have disco, and he said that was brilliant.
Well, I hated disco with a passion, and when I started to teach myself how to play bass guitar, I started looking up all the bass players, and then started listening to all the songs that they said you got to hear this bass line. And there are so many disco songs with incredible bass lines. I started to appreciate some of it more than I thought. Yeah. Maybe there was something to this that I just didn't like.
Yeah.
Disco is a sad commentary on music.
Well, it was just like fun. It wasn't like depth, but it was just fun on the floor music.
Yeah, Michael Fremer has a new video tour. System total $700,000.
Oh,
that man's in a
ridiculous.
That man lives in his own little world there.
No comment.
16 platform shoes and 12-inch flared pants. Yeah, and a medallion. Right. Don't forget the medallion.
And also
great live dance instrumental music.
Yeah.
One turntable, $300K.
That's disgusting.
It is. I will swear. That's probably the best disco song.
I can't stand that song, but Disco Inferno, and I mean, obviously Staying Alive. That's probably the.
Oh, I don't like any of that Bee Gees stuff. Nothing.
Hot Chocolate.
P.T. Collins was pure. He was and played with Sly and the Family Stone. Proud of a Disco Sucks T-shirt in the 70s. Did you ever see that the scene from I don't know if it was the White Sox or the Cubs when they had Disco Sucks Night and bring all your disco records and burn them?
Oh, wow.
You can watch it on YouTube, I'm sure. It's a famous incident. So a baseball game at the had disco sucks all night long. People bring the records at the end of the game. You're supposed to bring your records and take them to the field, and they lit them on fire, and it turned out they just burned the whole freaking stadium down. Big riot.
Good night.
Freaking nuts.
I'm sure breathing all that vinyl, I'm sure was real healthy.
Oh man. The Bee Gees got hijacked by disco. Well, I think they went willingly, and I think their bank
and they did quite well.
Bank manager approved.
Barry Gibb made a lot of money.
Yeah, they made a lot of money. Early Bee Gees was amazing. 60s Bee Gees was great.
Honestly, some 80s Bee Gees is really good.
I never listened to any of it.
Like One and You Win Again. Those were great songs.
I don't know those songs.
Oh, man. They're really, really good.
The good old days, yes. Reminiscing.
Good song.
Yeah. Wow.
So do y'all have anything coming in the mail? I mean, Glenn, you just showed a bunch of new things, but
just tax sheet receipts. That's it.
Yeah.
I got nothing coming. I do have one more of my my new favorite band, my new obsession. The Comet is coming.
Oh, the Arthur Brown recommendation.
Oh my God, those guys are amazing. I'm absolutely. Today I had to listen to other stuff because I bought some new records, but that has been like in the car. That's the only thing I've been playing. At home, I played it like the one CD. I must have played it 20 times in a week. Like,
wow.
I can't. I'm liking it more and more. Every song, amazing. And I ordered one more of their albums today. Man, I am obsessed.
Only thing I'm waiting on is the U2 box in 3 weeks.
Oh, the
Songs of
the crooner album.
They just released another song, "Beautiful Day," and it's.
Let me sing it for you. It's a beautiful day.
No, it's
Sammy Davis Jr., close and personal friend of mine.
And here's the funny thing. So they've done their Songs of Surrender, and now they've released I think it's digital only, where they've had other artists interpret those same 40 songs. And I'm going, oh my God, guys, what is this? It seems like a desperate cash grab when you couple it with their residency that they're doing in Vegas, which isn't even U2 because
they're doing a Vegas show. Yeah. The nightclub.
What are you guys doing? But I read some encouraging news. I read 2 separate interviews, one with Adam and one with Edge. And they both said that they've been in the studio working on a new rock album that apparently is like a balls to the wall rock album. So
they compared it to like Patti Smith and like Iggy Pop or something.
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm very excited about
raw
that.
And angry. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
They got to do something. Yeah, you might be right. Maybe they're putting this out. This is their American Songbook album, and then they're
maybe it will be one of those instances where we're like in less than a year we'll get the other album. Like they're putting this out just to match the residency and the book.
Yeah, probably.
I think Prime Analog Records here is just trying to upset you, Rob.
Listen, Matt.
Absolutely not.
Should
we ban him? Should I ban him, or should we wait for his apology? What do you want?
No, it's all good.
It's okay. All right,
That's a good dude.
It's all right.
I'm sorry, Matt. It's not Jacques Pastorius, but what are you gonna do?
All popular music
is a
cash grab. Well, all music is a cash grab.
That's right.
Artists are out.
If there wasn't money to be made, people wouldn't be making music.
Yeah. The only music that's not a cash grab are independent artists who are trying to make a living.
That's right.
That's why they tour, 200 days a year.
They've never done a rock album. You too. Oh,
he knows what he's
they
doing.
actually have never done they have their own sound and everything.
They're.
What
do you define as a rock album? They've
never done a rock album. It's
alternative, new wave, pop, rock.
Look at these laughing in our faces now. That George.
Warm up that ban button, Glenn, just in case. Kick them off. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they're all you know what? You don't have to buy it. That's one thing I got to say. Like True. That Uber set from George Harrison, as big a Beatle fan as I am, I had no interest whatsoever in that.
And that's all the McCartney suitcases that he's put out too, like Egypt Station and McCartney 3
with that giant crate with 80 45s in it.
Yeah, the singles. Yeah.
Oh, what's that? McCartney?
Yeah.
It looked impressive, but honestly, I don't know.
And there's a certain number of record buyers and fans that have an unlimited funds that buy that stuff.
That's why I respect the Dylan camp, because he could go overboard easy. He could put out he could be like Neil Young. He could put out 2 or 3 live albums a year.
Yeah.
They don't do it because then there would be saturation. It would kind of kill the legacy.
Yeah. Although Neil didn't he just announce today or yesterday a bootleg series that's starting for the 70s?
I don't know.
He's doing his own bootleg series.
I thought he already did. I know he had that website where everything that he ever recorded was on there.
Yeah.
And then he got rid of it, I think.
Matt's apologizing now.
Oh boy.
You didn't really upset us, Matt. We're 3 guys with pretty thick skin here. Come on, the gnomes. Yeah, you got to have the gnomes.
The George gnomes. Yeah.
I thought it would make a lovely ottoman. You put it in front of your chair and put a cushion on top of it.
I would have put it in my will to be buried in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save the money on the casket.
These residents have taken the fun out of going to concerts.
It seems to me, if you look at who's done them, it just seems it just sort of, to me, signals you're at the end of your road, right?
Yeah. As soon as you do the casino circuit, you're at the end of your road. It's that's.
Right? So Aerosmith has been doing their residency on and off now for 3 years, and they haven't done a new thing in 20 years. Yeah. And then Celine Dion did it first, and Shania is doing it. I know she's got a new album, which is a steaming pile of shit. I bought it for the wife. It's just they're all people at the end of their career, and I just go, you too. What are you doing? You're not at the end of your career yet. At least I hope not.
Yeah, right. I don't know what it is. It's I I don't know if maybe it's a tax thing too. They can stay in one place. I don't know. Like,
But definitely, I mean, these guys are in their mid-60s. These guys, you two, and they don't have to travel on planes. They don't have to check baggage.
Yeah, they're staying in a nice climate. And
the only person that ever did Vegas as a rock star and was cool was Elvis. No one said Elvis is done when he was doing Vegas. Some of those Vegas concerts are some of the best in the latter half of his career. They're incredible.
I'm speechless.
I'm without speech.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm always the odd man out.
Besides maybe I'm amazed. Every night?
Junk.
Junk.
Yeah, I like Every Night. Just saw a fellow Canadian Wednesday. Gino Vanelli. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Matt's
How old would Gino Vanelli be? First concert in 3.5 years.
So I think my first interaction with Matt from Prime Analog, when I first started on YouTube and I did a video about Canadian music, he absolutely lambasted me in the comments because I didn't mention Gino Vanelli.
Oh,
he just tore me to shreds, and I'm like, dude, I couldn't name every single artist that comes out of this country, for Christ's sakes. I just listed the ones that I like. Didn't say funny. Gino Vanelli wasn't great. I always remember that. Matt and I are good friends. He's an awesome guy. But he just tore me to shreds the first time because I didn't mention Gino Vanelli.
Band on the Run versus the Ringo album. I'll take Band on the Run better.
Band on the Run.
I love the Ringo album. So this is,
you can't really compare them. Yeah, I mean, you can't compare Paul to Ringo in any regard.
But that Ringo album's great. But
it looks like Gino's 70, according to Wikipedia. He'll be 71 in June.
He's my age. He's a year older than me. Touring is exhausting. You get older, not so much fun. I can imagine. 71 years old. Yeah, I thought Gino would be older than that, but I never really thought about it. He used to play the clubs in Toronto, like a Colonial Tavern and all this on Yonge Street when he was getting big, and could have seen him a million times. I know a lot of friends would go see him play, and I think my wife used to go see him. Fat Elvis.
Well, how much you know, David? That was like about the last year of his career.
Yeah.
Give scars to blue-haired old ladies. Yes, that was Elvis.
He gave it to a lot of young ladies.
Yeah, and some of them were still young.
Yeah. They just looked older back then.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You look at Elvis; he was never really fat. It was all like, it was.
He wasn't like the last year of his career when his health took a real.
It was medicinal. Like you could tell it was like water and retaining it.
Yep.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. I'm bidding good night. Tony, we won't be long behind you. I'm past my bedtime too.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care,
thanks,
Tony.
buddy. Good to see you. Man. Yeah, Elvis. Oh no, I'm still a 50s Elvis guy.
Like, I get it. 70s Elvis was tacky. I used to hate him. Now I love him.
It's except for what's that song? Caught in a Trap. I kind of.
Suspicious Minds, which is still that was 69.
What year was that song?
69.
Really? That's a great song. That's my last part.
His last number one.
That's my last. Yeah, that's my last Elvis moment.
I don't like it all.
I never listen to Elvis. I've got like a greatest hit CD. That's all and I think I got a couple of stupid albums that somebody gave me. I don't know, that aren't even like.
I don't have enough Elvis.
One's like a picture sleeve or something that I should give them to you.
Tommy worked at Graceland for a couple of years. He knows everything about Elvis.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Benelli's song "Brother to Brother." Yeah, that's
Yep.
Forgot about that song. Great song.
Look who it is.
There's Rich.
Burning the midnight oil. Well, not yet. Give us 21 more minutes, Rich. Rich, do you want to come on? Or are you in your jammies?
Unless you're like, and if you look like Steve, then
yeah. If you're laying in bed without your shirt on,
Burning Love, my favorite. Absolutely.
Love. Hunka, Burning Love. Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Not to be confused with Big Hunk of Love.
We should get Rich on here and he can explain us why he thinks that. Who did he say could take who in a fight? Did you see that video, Rob?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So our friend Steve from All the World's a Stage has a series he calls Spin on.
Yeah. spin
And
this or whatever.
He
Yeah.
partnered up with Gary from Physical Format, and every week
I've seen the first couple that he did.
They asked them 10 questions to get to know you.
Right.
And Gary asked who could take who in a fight between Sam and Glenn. It's really funny what they say. They said that I had I think Sam looked like, you really, like you didn't look like you've been in too many fights or somebody. I looked like I had been punched in the face a few times.
Well, Steve was the only one who took the ball in my court, but he said it's because Sam would put his hands in front of his pretty face.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah. And I look like I've been punched in the head a few times, so I'd probably win.
Yeah, Rich was like, Glenn has the size and all this stuff. I was like, yeah, he's got
We're not staying on for that long, Rich. I don't think. I'm going to put an invite up. If you want to come on, buddy. We'll do it that way.
It's one of the funniest YouTube videos from vinyl community folks I've ever seen.
There's a link up there, Rob or Rich, if you want to come on.
Steve asked us.
It's a really funny video to watch.
Steve asked Rich when the Eagles hat thing would wear off, if that was just a fad.
Yeah, the Eagles hat. Yeah, the Eagles. Yeah.
David's got a good question there. James Burton or Scotty Moore? Oh man. Ooh.
That's tough.
That's like picking your favorite kid.
I think James Burton might have been the technically better guitar player.
Yes.
But Scotty Moore, I mean.
I gotta
sound, is it not?
I gotta pick Burton because he's kind of like the master of the Telecaster, and I got a thing for Telecasters, so I gotta pick James Burton.
I'll go Scotty because I like the rockabilly.
Yeah, sound. I think it's just the sound, but
James is still doing it. He's still out there doing it.
Yep.
Like I said, but if you ask me who the better guitar player was, James Burton.
Yeah, I mean James is more of a session guy. I mean he played with like Buffalo Springfield and guys like that. Rich has to put his shirt on.
Now here's a name that got mentioned the other night, and for when we did our Beatles thing, and you were going, I've never heard of Arthur Alexander.
Arthur Alexander, yep.
Burn in Love was originally recorded by him. Arthur Alexander's like a pretty famous guy.
Jeez.
I am reading a book about the history of Stax Records. It's one of the best music books I've ever read. It's so dripping with history, and it's really cool. Just going back to even what it was like to live in Memphis in the late 50s, early 60s, and just that whole label and what happened to it.
Does the author have a connection to the company?
I don't think so. No, but just a fantastic book, man. Incredible. There was Jerry Atlantic. They were associated with Atlantic Records because Stax was recording all these, Otis Redding and Sam and Dave and a whole bunch of people. Albert King. There was just a ton of them. They're making all these hit records, but they had no distribution, so they signed up with Atlantic Records, which was Jerry Wexler and Ahmet Ertegun, I think.
Yeah.
And they signed a thing with. They only trusted Jerry Wexler, so when they signed this thing, because they were kind of giving away a lot of the farm in terms of all the distribution and everything, and they were just getting a small cut. They said we want to have an exclusive thing to work directly with Jerry Wexler, and then Atlantic sold to Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers dropped Stax, and then they found out when they signed the contract with Jerry Wexler. The lawyers for Atlantic put a little clause in there that no one caught, that if the agreement is ever nullified for any reason, Atlantic owns all the artists and all the masters.
Whew.
And they never caught it. And Stax Records went from one day being like this hit machine to having no money, no artists. All of a sudden, Sam and Dave moved over to Warner Brothers. Otis Redding died in 1967. They had nothing. They had to start all over again. It was just it's just a crazy story.
Jeez, man. Didn't something similar happen to Chess Records?
I'm not sure. Chess probably had the same type of deal going on. Oh, he's away.
There he is.
Look at this.
Up here, Rick.
How come you wear a flat beak cap?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Just hip with the kids.
I want
You're
to see
trying
you
to be
guys go on
cool.
there. I want
You're
to see you
trying
guys
to be
go
cool,
on
aren't
there.
you?
Say that again,
What's
Rich.
How's that?
What'd you say?
I said I want to see you go on Steve's show and get roasted like I did.
Well, he called me the other day. He wanted me to do it Wednesday this week, but I can't do it. Well, no, Wednesday next week. Sorry, he's got Mike on this week from MGK
Mike's on this
Boston.
week, yeah.
But I'm going to see a show on the 22nd, so I couldn't do it.
He's threatening to have me on too.
Yeah, he said he's got a few.
They're forcing me into going. They're forcing me into going on Amazon and buying new caps now because.
Oh, come on.
What time is it in Canada? It's 4:00 Sunday afternoon.
Next week.
You guys know who Bobby? Yeah, Bobby Caldwell from Marshall Tucker. The Caldwells from Marshall Tucker Band. Is that who we're talking about?
I don't know if Bobby's one. Toy and somebody else were one.
Oh,
of them.
Toy. Yeah, I don't know.
He's just a singer, isn't he?
Bobby Caldwell's like a.
I'm not sure.
R&B.
I guess I don't know who he is. Atlantic and Stax drove the band Big Star out of business. Yes, kind of. Just got Studios Can't Buy a Thrill in the mail today. I heard the reissue of Can't Buy a Thrill. It sounds absolutely incredible.
Great album.
Does it sound $140 incredible? Whatever it is.
No.
That's what Big Star was, an American Badfinger. Yeah. Yeah, I've watched the documentary on them.
There's a Badfinger coming out for Record Store Day.
Did you order that Dylan set for $27, Rich?
No, I'm weighing my options. Is it going to be
Weighing
gone
your
soon?
options? It's $130 set.
Yeah, it's not going to be that tomorrow.
You would take it to a used CD store and sell it for $75.
How often am I going to listen to it?
It's
You
20.
like-
Oh
It's
man,
got some great versions of Not Dark Yet on there. I know you like that song.
I love that's a great song. I love that.
it's
song.
a pretty good set, man.
The book alone, I mean, it's an interesting book by itself.
It's the steal of a lifetime. I've never seen anything like that.
It kind of
It is.
it really makes me upset.
The song
And
has been covered more than
I was
80
proud
years.
of my deal.
Wow. Yeah, we just sold one tonight. Tony from Two from the Trunk ordered it while we were online.
Yeah, Rich, just keep this in mind. Like if you buy an SA CD, that's gonna be like a $30 CD, and this thing is $4 less than that.
Yeah,
There's
I
a thing-
already have the CD, so that's my option. Is why do I want extended versions and alternate cuts and
Well, here's the thing: the CD isn't like that. CD isn't on it, obviously, but the non-Lanois first disc is really interesting. It's the whole album exactly as it was without the Lanois production, so it's like straight Bob. And then like the live stuff is interesting, and I mean, I get it if you're not like a diehard. I mean, you know,
I'm not in your league as far as I love Bob Dylan, but I need every single album and every version. It's just he's not important. To me.
I was looking at this more as an investment because you could sell it for twice as much you bought it for anytime you wanted to sell it.
Did you buy another copy, Glenn? Did you rebuy it?
Well, I would if I was in the States.
See, I was looking at it thinking like that would be a good time to give it as a gift. I was trying to think of anybody that would want it.
Yeah, I don't have anybody that I would buy it for or anything.
$27.
By the way, before I just want to just coming out of the blue, but I just thought about it. Everybody, you guys all know Rod, the happy hippie vinyl guy.
Yeah,
Rod's a great guy, one of the nicest guys in the vinyl community.
Yep.
His wife is suffering skin. She got diagnosed with skin cancer.
Ooh.
And they don't have enough health coverage, I guess, care coverage to cover it, and the bills are piling up. And he's got a GoFundMe page. If you go to Rob's, I think if you go to Jeff at Speaker's Corner, who's one of our Canadian buddies, he did a video on it, and go there and he gives you the link to the GoFundMe page. If you have a couple of bucks, you can donate. And also, Rob picked up, I think 10 or 20 copies of John Coltrane's Love Supreme album. It was a Target exclusive.
Yep.
And he bought them for $10 each, and he's selling them for $20 to raise some money. So if anybody's interested, I'm going to buy one of the records off him and have it shipped to my daughter's place. But I messaged him tonight to see. He says he's still got some of the records left. But if you've got a couple of bucks, go to the GoFundMe page and help him out.
Yeah, he was talking about he's weighing his options about how many of his records he's going to sell.
Yeah,
because he does a lot of shows. I know he's got like a booth in an antique store that he sells from anyway.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like a lot of the guys on here. He'll buy a bunch of records and sell them.
Yeah, it sucks.
For a couple of dollars more, but
what are you going to do? And put me GoFundMe in the description. I don't have the links or anything. I don't know what they are.
It's Rod the Happy Hippie, the vinyl guy.
Yeah, go to Speaker's Corner. Go to that go to that VC channel and look up. He did a thing on it, and he gives you the link to the GoFundMe page.
And I mean, if we could put a link in the script, I mean, in the chats, we would, but YouTube will block it.
Yeah. Know what else I found out tonight? I was watching Rachel. She was doing a contest for a guy in England. He's actually doing a pretty cool contest. It's explain your life in. He's saying he's calling it like a mixtape. When you used to make like mixtapes, a 60-minute cassette, so you get 30 minutes aside on the cassette. He wants you to make a mixtape of songs or albums that define your life, like that would describe your life. Like, okay, I got 2 daughters, so a picture of 2 women or something, like just something. Or, I was born in Canada, so here's a Canadian album or that kind of thing, right? And so it's a pretty cool contest. But what she did say is YouTube is supposedly when you have a contest now, you're not allowed to say you must be a subscriber.
I heard you say that.
It's open to everybody. It's the laws in Canada now. You can't do that. Because of the way they've changed all the gambling rules and everything with sports and all this kind of stuff, it's all open now. You're not allowed to say you have to.
So if you say that in your video, it'll cut the video off?
I don't know. And I don't know if that's just in Canada or it's in the States too.
Well, the thing is, it's $27 for 5 CDs of music.
Yeah. It's a pretty good album. So for a Dylan newbie, I would say, yeah, you should like the album. It's pretty good. So the first CD is the remix of the album, and the rest of it is outtakes and alternate takes and some live stuff. It's all good stuff. So would I say the whole set is good for a newbie? But I think the album itself is.
Well, it looks like I bowed on it because it's $90 now. I'm on Amazon.
Oh, they changed the price now?
Yep.
$90.
See, it just went from 27 to 90.
That's exactly like you were saying earlier, Glenn.
Yeah, they just
too long.
It's like a flash sale they do, and then they.
Yep.
Bogus, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, if you're doing a contest, I don't know if that works in the States or it's just a Canadian thing. So.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Didn't you say something, Glenn, about you have to call it a competition, not a contest, or something like that?
Also? Well, no, in Britain they call them competitions.
That's
just the phrase that British use. I'm trying to look up that guy's.
It was the Obscure Music or something like that, the channel. Rob the Obscure.
I thought it was pretty good. A pretty good contest idea.
Yeah.
His channel is ranking the something. Well, because it doesn't give you the ranking the obscure.
There you go.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Where do you hear such news like that? Like you would think.
I have no idea.
You would think as like a channel operator that you would get an email from YouTube giving you criteria.
Well, it makes sense because like if a company has a contest,
no purchase necessary.
No purchase necessary, right? Like if they said you have to buy, a bottle of our stuff before you can enter, you can't do that.
Do you think that is it for only monetized channels? Like, do you think that I have no idea.
I don't know. And I don't know if it's just Canadian. It might be a Canadian rule. I'll have to ask Rachel. Damn, I missed the flash sale.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. What's your favorite Who album before Tommy?
A quick one.
Before Tommy. What choices do we have? My Generation.
Who Sell Out.
Won't be that one.
Like I said, quick one. My Generation. There's only a few.
Yeah.
Much of singles.
I would say a quick one too.
There is only 3.
Yeah.
My Generation, the quick one, and the Who Sell Out.
Yeah, I would say a quick one.
Quick one.
Amazon is watching Glenn's stream.
Yeah, they said we didn't mean to do that. Some newbie clicked the wrong button.
I wish they were. That would be a lot of people.
Well, Bob Dylan probably made a ton of money today.
My Generation is a great song. Yes, it is. One of the great songs. Quadrophenia is after. Who Sells Out is a great album without the commercials.
Which I kind of like. I mean, obviously, I Can See for Miles is on that.
I know. It's my favorite Who song.
Like I said, Marty Stewart does a killer version of that.
Of I Can See for Miles?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Killer. Jangly. Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
It's right
in his albums?
No, it was an album that came out that he was part of. It was like country artists do like covers of classic rock or something like that.
Really?
It's really, really good, man. You would like it. It's right in line with like, Way Out West.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
When's his new album coming out?
I want to say April.
Oh, okay.
Country Star is what it's called. Altitude.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That's gonna be my favorite album of the year. I'm predicting it now.
Wow. There we go. He's already decided.
I've decided.
Unheard favorite album of the year.
I'm gonna do my end of the year video next week.
Man. Who goes first in our Hall of Fame this week? Is it me?
You, man.
Okay.
You got that Trailblazer.
It's a tough one, eh?
And you got the Trailblazer. Don't forget that. So line that up.
Oh yeah. So John, I can induct John Lennon into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if I want. My hero. That's gonna be hard not to do. Not to give anything away, but that's gonna be very hard not to do.
Yeah, it's Glenn, Randy, me, or Glenn, Randy, Rich, me, Doc. Wow, Glenn, Randy, Rich, Sam, Brian, Doc. Consensus, and then back to Glenn.
Right.
The crazy thing that got me started into oldies music was the song "Shout" by Tears for Fears. Is that
oldies music?
That's considered oldies music now. That's what gets me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's like new. That's.
But if you think about it, that song is 40 years old, and 20 years ago, the oldies stuff was stuff from the 50s, which,
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're getting there.
That was probably for the longest time. That was my favorite band out of the '80s. Was Tears for Fears. I love that album.
So I'm assuming Jack is a young buck.
All the Kinks albums from '64 to '74 are much better. Well, yeah, than the later ones. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd get anybody arguing with that. Yep. Haha.
Wow. Oldies music.
Yeah. Oldies music is different now. Well, it's like psychedelic.
I will forever remember this chat because I feel really old now that someone has called 80s music oldies.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, man.
Man, I'm not that old.
Jeez.
I'm not that old. I'm younger than you, and I'm thinking that's making me feel old.
But even classic rock now is
oldies.
Classic rock radio is not what it used to be. Now
it's Pearl Jam and things like that.
Yeah, they've incorporated the 90s, the grunge stuff into it.
Yeah, and that's honestly, like classic rock.
There was some classic rock. Even when I was little, it wasn't fully a classic rock station, but they were still playing like Three Doors Down and stuff like that.
Jack is 17 years old. Oh, man.
Well, you've got a long listening
17 years old.
I have hats that are 17 years old.
I was 17 years old in 1970.
So 17 years old would make Jack born in like 05.
That's insane.
Holy!
I have a nephew who's 19. So Jack, 17. What kind of music do you like? Tell us what you like.
Do you have a channel, Jack?
Most of my guitars are older than Jack.
Tell us what you consider oldies music, Jack. Where do you put
I'll bet you Tears for Fears
Backstreet Boys?
CDs sound really good. Yeah, Jack, we need to know.
He's probably not even heard of half the bands that we talk about all the time, you know. But
he was talking about the Who.
We're talking about ancient music, not
Jack.
old
Are you
music.
into like the old, like 60s, 70s? He's into 60s,
there he goes.
80s.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
That's a good start.
Well, that's about.
You're listening
Love
to the right
60s
stuff.
and 70s music. Give us your top 3 favorite bands.
There you go.
I was going to say 5, but you got a lot of typing to do.
There's hope for the youth.
We should ask him for the Steve question. What was his? Has he been to a concert, and what was the first one?
And give us your favorite current band, something that's current that we might like if we're old rockers.
What is your favorite pizza topping? And how do you take your coffee?
Yeah. And do you have any hot teachers?
Oh God.
That's your quote.
Who shot J.R.?
Yeah.
And what the hell's he doing up at midnight?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Good
it.
Little
answer.
Floyd Foreigner.
Wow.
Pretty
Good
good.
I like that.
Yeah. So now, Jack, give us your favorite current. Do you have any current artists that we should be listening to? There's got to be one. Jesus Christ Superstar Ugly Brown album cover is interesting, as well as Rocky Horror Picture soundtrack.
I love the Rocky Horror Picture soundtrack. The movie's stupid, but I love the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, but if you ever went to the movie when, like in Toronto, there was the Roxy Theater where it played at midnight on Friday night for like 10 years straight or something.
Yeah.
And I went on a date with this woman once, and she said, "Oh, I got to take you to this Rocky Horror Picture Show thing." And I'm going, "I don't want to sit through this. This is ridiculous." But
I hope she made it worth your while.
You know, it's not like I got any dates, so I'm not going to return it down. So I went to this thing, and there's certain parts of it, like there's like that guy who's like the audience has to chant along at certain parts of the performance, and they all know it, right? So there's this guy who acts as like a narrator halfway through, like every once in a while he comes on, and he looks like he hasn't got a neck, like he's one of those guys who just his head sits on his shoulders, and every time he comes on the screen, the whole audience shouts out, "Where's your fucking neck? Where's your fucking neck?" Like 100 people all screaming at the same time every time he's on the screen, and then they're having the wedding and they're going to have a toast. And everybody's brings a piece of toast with them and throws toast at the screen. It's like the whole thing. It was nuts.
Wow. I've never heard that.
Good times.
I really don't like current music. Wow. There you go, Jack.
I like this Jack guy.
Imagine
come on our show, Jack. We should have him on.
Care for their music that much. Wow. Isn't that terrible that like this guy's 17 years old?
He acknowledges, yeah.
And he can't find anything he wants to listen to.
That
says a lot.
And the guys that we like that are new are guys that throw back to the old stuff, you know. It's not because they're doing anything revolutionary.
JC Superstar Brown Box is by Andrew Lloyd Webber and is a classic gospel. Yeah, I could never get into that. But
no.
I just didn't like the music from that thing that much.
Andrew Lloyd has a lot of money too.
Yeah, he did a few things, but he also did that one. What was that amazing Dream Coat or something?
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, that Donny Osmond starred in. I think Donny Osmond toured it.
My uncle, yeah.
Your uncle, yeah.
No.
I can't do that stuff. Jack, listen to everything. Yeah, open your ears for sure. Keep them open, buddy. There's so much. You got so much to explore. No, probably not. You probably just know Forever Changes. It's an album that I have trouble getting into. That Love album. Can you guys do that one?
I've never listened to it.
No.
It's like one of those albums that would, it's almost like a Pet Sounds in the way that it wasn't as highly regarded as it is now. And I don't know. I have it, and I put it on every once in a while. I can't get through it.
I know a nice easy album that you could start is Trout Mask Replica. That'll get you into some good music.
Yeah. If you can get through Trout Mask Replica, you can get through anything.
Or maybe Rain Dogs by
Or
Tom
if you can
Waits.
listen to it more than a couple of times to think you might get into it. Like I listened to Trout Mask Replica 50 times before I liked it. Now I like it. I don't know why. It's the weirdest album ever made. Sam has a great ear. Yeah, now that you can see it, he's got his haircut.
Is that being disputed?
I think it means the other one.
He does have a very nice ear.
I've always been told that I've got good ear piercing ears because I've got a good lobe. Yeah.
I'm still debating whether to get my ear pierced. I want to do it for my granddaughter.
If you come down here, I'll take you to the mall. If you get here early enough, we'll just go across the parking lot.
No, the mall here does it too. I want to do it and get.
Yeah, but I want to be there.
My granddaughter's birthstone in it. It's like a thing I want to do for my granddaughter.
You can put a kidney stone in there.
Rob's shaking his head. Well, it's not like I'm getting my nipple done or anything.
That's already happened.
Yeah,
that was in the video. YouTube banned it.
Yeah.
Any of you guys have tattoos?
Nope.
No.
I got an M tattooed on each cheek of my butt. When I bend over in the shower, it spells mom.
Oh,
no. There's your clip right there. If John is watching,
if I stand on my head, it spells wow.
It's after midnight, folks.
You can't get this entertainment anywhere else. Come on now.
Dear Lord.
My favorite song right now is Layla by Eric Clapton or by Derek and the Dominoes. Yes. Great song.
That's a great song.
Woo, that is.
G.P. Harvey, Rid of Me, great album. I've never listened to P.J. Harvey.
No.
That's wild that none of us have a tattoo there because they're so popular.
Right. Or a piercing, for that matter.
But we didn't say we didn't have those.
Oh, that's true.
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I'm too much of a wimp.
I would like to leave this world with my body adorned as it was when I entered it.
I take it you're not circumcised then.
Here we go.
Wow. Moving along.
Don't answer.
Because that would be hypocritical of you.
Jesus.
Shaky the Moyle. Who's holding the baby?
Yeah. Rob, you know any good moils?
You almost gave me a heart attack.
There's a comment about the Tedeschi Trucks band. Let's talk about that.
late saucy talk.
Yeah, the bells chimed at midnight.
Music. The Tedeschi Trucks album, Live Layla, is one of the best live albums ever. It's fantastic.
Ooh-wee.
All I can say is push as much music through your head and it will be all cumulative knowledge. Yes. I have like 110 CDs over 1 year of listening.
That's
there you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
Jack, if you don't have a channel, man, you should
have one.
Yeah, why don't you get your own channel, buddy? And let us know you're up and running and talk music and we'll be there.
If us fools can do it, you can too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Start a channel. Become part of the community.
I feel like everybody I tell to start a channel is like, nah. Like we've tried to get Alex to do it for a while. I think Robert S. was the only success.
Don't drive a Lincoln while circumcising. SNL bit, yeah.
I do drive a Lincoln.
This channel has like 3 music-related videos.
Is it you, or is it just like videos that you've shared?
Yeah.
Oh, he did do a video.
Well, let's all go check out Jack here.
Jack.
Let's see what Jack's up to. I did a top 3 of my fave albums. We're gonna check. Is your channel called Jack Gopp?
Yes.
Yes, it's me, Ernest T.
It might be a harder channel to find because if you give us a title of like the video, I'll have to look for that in a bit.
We can't find you.
Can't find you, Jack. Do you have
I got him.
You found him?
I just subscribed you, Jack.
What's the name of a video?
What's the name of the channel?
It's
just
his name.
Jack Gott, but if you just type Jack Gott, my top 3 favorite albums, he pops up.
Okay. I'll get him. I'll subscribe to you later when we're off of here. If I start fooling around, I'll be.
There he is.
A great facilitator for building a channel. I love his support. Yes, Rob is. I agree with that. Rob is a great facilitator. I've always said that about you, Rob.
I will say Jack has quite a few shorts, Glenn.
No way.
They're Beatles.
Jack, you and I have to have a talk.
Jack,
he's a young guy. I get it. He has no attention span. He probably listens to 30 seconds of a song and flips to the next one. But see, it's the age. I'll never convince a 17-year-old not to do shorts. It's the 60-year-olds I'm after. Get Love Forever Changes and Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle.
Odyssey's in my top 10 favorite albums ever.
Great albums. No, I don't like shorts. All right. Well, don't do any then.
I didn't see how old they were, so they might be older.
I don't like them either.
They haven't been working for me, so I'm kind of fading away from them.
I'm wearing shorts.
Me too.
Did you just flip me the link to that guy's channel?
I did.
Okay. Thanks.
I didn't know if I couldn't put it in the comments, but I gave it.
Yeah, YouTube automatically assumes it's spam if you try to put it.
I'll go back and get it.
It's in the private chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just want to show one album.
Oh, on your shorts.
Yeah. Favorite Birds album.
Sweetheart.
I think Turn, Turn, Turn.
Really?
Yeah, I really like that one. I like it better than the first one.
I like the first one better.
Of the first two. I know they got some filler on them, but they just got my favorite Bird song. What's the one? What one's got Fifth Dimension? That's the one with
Fifth
8 Miles High.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
And it's got Mr. Spaceman's on that.
Yeah,
I love Younger Than Yesterday. That might be my favorite classic era.
That's gonna be at the top of my list for Cosmic Torpedo songs. Mr. Spaceman.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes,
that'd be really cool. I really like Notorious Bird Brothers. That flows really well.
Yeah.
And I even like the Untitled album.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, it's got some great live tracks on it.
It's got that 18-minute version of 8 Miles High though, which is a bit much. But
yeah, that's it. That kind of gets as much as I love long extended songs. That one goes on.
Yeah.
I recently fell in love with George Harrison, All Things Must Pass album, but don't listen to it as much since it's so long. Well, listen to one side or two sides, or you listen to CDs, or you listen to vinyl. He never meant. Oh, you said he had 110 CDs.
I think CDs because he did some CD unboxings on it.
Yeah, well, it's hard for a 17-year-old to, I imagine, to afford vinyl.
Yeah,
and the equipment to play it on.
Yeah.
I
just picked up because I like listening to SACDs and the audiophile CDs.
Yeah.
And I was in a thrift store the other day, and I found a Sony SACD player, SACD player for $8. Wow. And I went, I brought it home. I thought I could have it, I'll check it out. And I went on the Steve Hoppin forums where they have a thing on people talking about audio equipment. And I put on, does anybody know? I put the model number on anything about this, and everybody's going, no, that's a piece of junk.
Oh, really?
It's so good. Sounds like crap, everything, but $8. I'll take this job.
There's his 4 vinyls. He put them in the comments.
Purple Rain, Rumors, Dark Side, White album. That's pretty good.
All good.
That's good 4 vinyls to have.
Yeah.
Definitely 5 if you count White Album as 2.
It's hard for most people to afford vinyl. It's really hard for everyone. Unless you're like a man of means, for sure, or a woman of means. All Things is great, but that crate is crazy. Yeah, we just talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
The world's most expensive ottoman. I love the crackling sound on vinyl players. You shouldn't have to put up with that.
There's ways
clean your record.
Ways to solve that.
Yeah. Ever heard of what's it called? Vinyl vac.
The vinyl vac.
The vinyl vac. This portion of the show
is brought to you by
the vinyl vac. Maybe we start doing commercials.
Maybe.
Wow. Sounds ancient.
No, I'm assuming they're
hey, when do you get into 78s?
You're talking about oldies music.
Yeah. Oh man. So anything else? I'm thinking I'm going to go to bed.
That's a good idea.
We got anything exciting?
Well, like I said, I filmed something with Tommy tonight, but he texted me and said the audio didn't come through. So I don't know if he's going to find.
Oh, you going to do it again?
I don't know. It was a hassle trying to figure it out because he didn't have good connection on Zoom. He was doing like when his screen flashes up and down, it kept happening like every 10 seconds. And so we're trying to find 100 different ways to film it so that we were both side by side, because if we try to film it through Messenger, it's just a whole thing.
Why didn't he do it on Stream? Tell him to try StreamYard.
He doesn't have StreamYard as a subscription.
You don't need it. Well,
you get it for free.
Oh yeah, but you have to go. You can't record unless you go live. If it's free.
Yeah, he didn't want to go live. It's a new system.
Yeah. But you could probably go live private, set your YouTube to private and go live and record it and then make it public. You might be able to do that.
That's true. That's if we're really dedicated.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Rich? Anything you got coming up?
No, not until we meet on Tuesday with our Hall of Fame. I'm going to do with Brian and Doc on Wednesday, and then CD Exchange on Friday.
Jays and Philly are playing tomorrow afternoon at 1:00.
Yeah, I'm not a spring training guy. Rarely watch it.
Oh, really? I've been watching a lot.
I'll be watching.
Play a lot of kids, people that aren't going to make the team. It doesn't give you a real feel for the team. Unless you're really
but you get to see some guys that are interesting in the organization, and years coming up and stuff.
It just makes me feel like summer when we're under 3 feet of snow up here. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It's something to watch.
That it is. I'd rather watch golf. I'm a golf TV.
Walk ruined.
I love watching the Masters.
Oh, that's my
favorite. I don't mind watching the major tournaments, but other than that, I don't watch much.
Yeah, that's me too. I just watch the tournaments, Ryder Cup or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. There's too much on there. Rob, you up to anything?
I got a couple of videos that I'm making in the next day or two that'll be up next week. And
I was on my phone on Friday, and I could have swore I saw a video come up because I don't use my phone for YouTube, and it gets all confusing. But there was a video there talking about a bunch of records that it was almost like the series Sam's doing with records that mean something to his life or something that you had. And
I did that a long time ago. That's old.
Okay, so it just came up on my phone as like a new video for some reason.
Oh no, that's old as the hell.
And then I went and looked for it. And then today I was looking for something to watch. I got to go back and watch that Rob's new video. And I went.
Geez, that was like 8 months ago, probably.
Oh man, so yeah.
So I got a couple of videos coming this week, and next Sunday is the record show in Guelph. And I'm meeting Jeff from Speaker's Corner.
Nice.
He and I are going to that. My wife's coming, and so we'll make a little video. At the
that's
show.
Awesome.
And seems like a great guy.
Yeah, and then John from Music Talk with John. He and I are working on our first episode for the Vinyl Community Podcast. So that's coming in a few weeks.
Where will you be able to access that?
On all streaming platforms. So Apple, Spotify, whatever.
Really? It's on one of those.
Oh yeah. So and then we'll also host it on our channels. So
how does somebody get involved in that, like a podcast, and do that? How are you guys doing? Who's starting
it? It's Chance from Concert Buddy. It's his baby, and he's the guy in charge of it. So he's been sort of reaching out to the community. So
he hasn't reached out to me. He must think I'm a bad podcaster.
No.
I don't know. So I won't say what we're talking about, but I think it's an interesting topic. And Chance, if it goes well, he wants us to do it every month. So I'll probably host the first one, and then John will host the next one, and concurrently, the audio version will be available where you get your podcast.
Wow. Will John be walking while you're doing this, or will he be
at
the mall or anything? He'll be actually
home.
Yeah.
No, he'll be stationary.
Oh, that's good. That's hard to get John to sit down.
Yeah, we have our stream right Tuesday.
Yep.
We'll have our String Tuesday, and we're doing 10 albums that should be in
everybody's
collection.
Yep.
Cool.
I think that'll be pretty interesting.
And the Rocky Horror soundtrack is my first one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of disco stuff coming up now that we revisited that.
I got some Fat Elvis.
Yeah. Rich, were you a disco? Rich, were you did you like disco music?
No.
Me neither.
But I appreciate, in retrospect, some of it, but at the time I hated it. I thought it was garbage.
I'm the same way. I got a bit more appreciation to it, like this much more, but I hated it at the time.
Like 45 years ago or whatever it came out. I can listen to KC and the Sunshine or the Bee Gees or some of these top of the line disco people and not throw up. But back then I just didn't like it.
Oh, did you remember I was telling these guys about the disco night in Chicago at the baseball game?
Yes, I do.
Disco sucks night, and they burned all the records and started a bonfire. And
that was Bill Veeck, the GM.
Yeah, Bill Veeck. Yeah,
of the White Sox. That's what they did.
Yeah, it kind of backfired. This is what burnt the stadium down.
But
I don't agree with this at all. Hall & Oates is a great.
I can see it from a
younger disco.
I can see it from a younger kid.
They're white soul. They're called.
Yeah, but even Daryl Hall disregards Blue Eyed Soul too. But like they had the '80s dance beats, but it wasn't disco.
I love Hall & Oates. That's my guilty pleasure band.
I love them. I saw Daryl Hall.
They're coming up in the Hall of Fame vote in the next year or two, so you have a chance to put them in.
I will put them in.
They're the Philly boys.
Yeah,
that's right.
Philly sound.
I couldn't stand the Bee Gees and 70 as a kid. Preferred Kiss, but I can appreciate their music today. Yeah, I don't like. I have
the Bee Gees over Kiss any day.
Both good albums. Wow, very cool. Anyway, guys, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks so much for joining me spontaneously. It was fun. Everybody have a great Sunday.
Yep, y'all too.
We'll see you guys through the week. Thanks everyone for watching.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for watching.